9 playing with Skiter on that old roster.
Yeah.
And that, I'm going to say, was his first professional appearance on Meepo. This man has played it a few times, only 4 times technically in his career.
That's a throwback. The Penta, that's like Penta 9 Skiter. Yeah. Penta Skiter as well too. Then I think afterwards, yeah, they became Spirit. Okay, that's cool. Cap, I gotta be honest with you. This is some of the most disgusting drafts from both sides. I don't think I've ever seen so much disgust in one game. We have Meepos all over the place. We have Illusions all over the place. Familiars, Spiders, Necrophos being a disgusting hero. Pugna, I don't know. Like usually it's like these Venom Managers, these PLs and stuff like that. I think this might be the most disgusting game I'll ever cast in terms of crap on the ground, tons of summons and everything like that.
It's a whole lot of crap versus a whole lot of green.
Yeah.
And we're going to see which one ends up being the better for it here, as we're going to have our bounty runes, maybe some early first blood, we'll see.
I thought you'd say, this is a lot of green, which we'll see which one reigns supreme. I thought you were going to give me a nice little... It's all right.
Okay, so we got a lot of mechanics to talk about, Yanni.
Oh, Jesus.
You're the guy who tests all of these mechanics out.
Not the Meepo one. Don't ask it. Don't ask it, Cap.
I'm not gonna ask it. But I know you have some mechanic interactions you got in your back pocket, so hit me.
In this one, there's definitely some weird ones. I don't really know how this Meepo works in particular versus the Necrophos thing, of course, where you're able to pull maybe during, you were kind of asking me with the Reaper Scythe, if he's able to kind of like disengage and stuff like that.
Yeah, the Mega Meepo, pull that Meepo into the Mega Meepo, get him out of the Reaper Scythe.
The one thing I do know is Reaper Scythe is very effective versus the Mega Meepo.
Yeah.
That is one thing I definitely have seen is after you do chump into that Mega Meepo, if Necro is alive throughout the fights, you just can get a big Reaper Scythe onto him as the fight continues. So
what about Thirst? When you dig as a Meepo, are you out of the map entirely? Does Thirst no longer count towards that Meepo that's hidden away?
Oh, God.
Yeah, we're going to have to wait.
The thing is that you're untargetable, but I think you still get the movement speed bonus.
And the weird part is you won't be able to tell right away because there's a 4-second linger on Thirst too. So
we're going to learn.
It's going to be weird. Is the Bloodseeker going to be amped up by Meepos being low? That happens, right? But at the same time, is the Mega Meepo going to basically rectify all of that extra Thirst? Is the dig going to be able to offset that Thirst as well? There are going to be a lot of interesting interactions that we just haven't seen before.
If we get a good game. If the game ends up being even, because I think the panel did end with it on the end there, which something that could maybe happen is Tundra's gone for some wonky stuff. Could they have gone a little bit too wonky?
Yeah. Meanwhile, Liquid's lineup does seem to have like a lot. They have multiple heals with the Necrophos. You've got some saves with a Bloodseeker who takes advantage of it. Like, I could see Liquid's lineup kind of coming together teamfight-wise and just kind of rolling over Tundra.
Yeah.
Or I could see Tundra's like individual matchups of like Broodmother and Meepo, like maybe they win the lane and then they just kind of roll with the game.
We'll have to see which one it is. I mean, Nisha, he had a pretty weird game last game, very disconnected, it felt like, from his team, kind of causing them to get some weird fights and stuff like that. At least from this laning phase right now, no mercy from him. 14-6. I believe he's only missed maybe even just one last hit so far versus 9.
That is a very nice start there, and it seems like Mickey is doing all right for himself against the Darkseer, which you would kind of expect since he does have a sustain option, and he also has an Undying in his lane. Vacuum back in with the Blood Right. Mickey's going to need to get some CS here. Avalanche covers him nicely, and they do manage to get the TP away, though Mickey, all that damage being done, is going to start being healed, so always a problem for this Darkseer in this matchup.
Yeah, that's the one issue, is that Liquid kind of just drafted themselves more of a normal kind of lineup, and good lanes in particular to answer with Tundra. Because Tundra, they picked this Darkseer, but the Bloodseeker, he loves to lane versus this, as we've seen multiple times, being picked into it, being picked as an answer. I've been checking chat, because there's usually that one guy in these chats, especially with Meepos, they just know exactly.
These guys don't know that this interacts with this. Yeah, there's always that one guy.
Always that one guy, but nobody.
Where's the Meepos spammer?
Yeah, where's the big brain guy? We're not gonna get it, not just yet, but either way. Yeah, 9. He's gonna have to go back to base a little bit here with one of the Meepos. Has to be careful how much he keeps it low there from Nisha. That's just gonna make Mika have that really, really good lane, which he's already having.
Yeah, it seems like Liquid across the board is doing pretty well for themselves. Yep. At least the Broodmother's doing getting some okay CS as well. And 9 now has his extra Meepo, so this will start getting things a little bit cruising for Tundra. And Skiter dies! Oh dear, we go back to top lane and boom, he's instantly dead. First blood for Zai.
I mean, none of these lanes literally look easy for Tundra. Top is a difficult lane playing versus a Pugna Necrophos. Necro is a lane dominator, and Tundra, they did opt to go for Visage, you know, as this 5 position. Aui's the only one playing it, and there's a reason for that. It's not the strongest laner by any means.
Yeah, especially when you don't have like a clear way to be able to like, you kind of need your other hero, like with the offlane Visage, right? You want your forward position that can put damage on the hero, and then you combo and you throw any more damage on him. The Broodmother's just not going to do that against double range heroes.
No, they're double range heroes, multiple sustains as well too. This is going to be some incredible amount of healing that's going to come out. I haven't actually gotten to see Pugna Necro on the same team together since Pugna was changed with this insane amount of healing too.
Oh yeah,
this could be.
Oh, that was a little unfortunate there. Nice, like, opportunity there. The Avalanche vacuum back in, but unfortunately, both Ion Shells went to Mika instead of sticking onto Insania. It could have been a lot more damage onto the 5 position, who has been really annoying them in this matchup. They're going to try and get a pull.
Mika is getting every single one of these last hits under the tower. He's pretty much back up to, like, almost full HP here. 9, he's getting stacks, he's being efficient here with the meatball, but yeah, he continues to keep them low. Mickey's thriving off of that 400 move speed without boots down here.
And the Necrophos is going to do the same, right? He's like constant lane dominator and harasser that brings heroes low. The only hope is that Skiter is somehow able to keep himself up with the lifesteal, but that just seems unlikely with, again, as a Visage as his lane partner.
Okay, there's one guy that says the Mega Meatball can pull them out of Reaper's Side. We'll have to
call
him out.
I thought it could.
I thought so too, but we haven't seen it, so I'm not 100% sure.
Snares, blood grenades, so a heavy rotation out from Liquid, but a good interception by Snaking, which is likely to get the Boxy kill.
Boxy!
Nisha! Boxy does die. Nisha is going to chase after Snaking. A little bit surprised that Nisha didn't take the tower hits, but, you know, better to win the lane. He still gets a trade-off of kills here, and the Meepo is going to be very sad.
Heavy tower damage, and it's around Power Rune too, so Nisha, he's going to be able to get that one too. Nisha's going Treads. A bit of a different approach here also from these Ember Spirits that we tend to see. Just stat items to be able to fight into this Meepo.
Yeah, that's... Again, just like a heavy emphasis on being able to win early, right? Yeah. Like, who cares if they do all this nasty stuff to you if you just have like a 10k gold lead by 20 minutes?
Yeah, you can just like group up and steamroll together, especially with something rallied around like a Necrophos. And definitely a fantastic start here for Liquid with a more normal looking draft. Tundra, see if they'll be able to bring stuff back into this one, because these lanes are quite a stomp here, really.
Oh yeah, that's another interaction. And Undying gets to play against Meepo. I forgot about that. He's going to be getting tons of decay stacks.
I think you only get it from the one, right?
Oh yeah, you do
only get it from the main, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I'm an Undying player. That one I think I do know. And I'm going to be wrong about it, probably.
No,
I'm pretty sure.
He just hit the decay. Yeah. He only had once.
I'm pretty sure about one. Bottom, do they have enough?
Big kill if they can get it. Mickey, a little bit. Oh god, the Lotus might have just saved him, but no, gets run down by the Surge, and 9 was here just in case. So finally, Tundra get a little something going for them in a laning phase. It's been pretty awkward, and somehow Zai got a little bit low. Of course, he will very quickly heal himself up.
He's got healing Lotus. He should be all right up here to be able to keep this push going here. I really think that the X factor for Tundra, for them to try to fix the, you know, kind of disaster right in these lanes, it feels like it's gonna be snaking, to be honest with you. I think he has a lot of work to be able to make the moves around to kind of reestablish.
Come on, Zai, like, let him have a single CS. He's just a 5-position Visage. Okay, maybe he's the one in trouble here. Snaking comes in, big nukes damage, but Snaking actually went for the toss on Boxy into Zai instead. Decrep, but a big nuke. Skiter, is he in range to be able to get the final bit of damage? He is not. Blood grenade gets thrown out to slow him down.
Nisha's here.
Skiter out of there, but Nisha will clean up. He's going to be able to get both of these kills. Well, the Reaper's Scythe won sure AEY, but he's going to chase down Snaking next.
And the approach by Nisha this game, the treads into just max Flame Guard. Meepo doesn't do anything to Flame Guard. Pure damage, of course, now on the poof. So, I think every game I just see like max Sleight of Fist, so it's refreshing to see that he does deviate a little bit, not on top of just his item build.
I'll jump away, but the Power Rune was top. Nisha with the double damage. Ooh, man.
He's big. And an Ember Spirit that does get the ball rolling like this versus side lanes and stuff that start to struggle. Yes, it's not the max Sleight of Fist. I think that maybe could be now a little bit lucky for the side of Tundra that he doesn't have that with DD, but this Ember, he's going to really rip these heroes to shreds with this type of advantage.
And I love when they do stuff like this. Yeah, pulls the creep wave off into the neutrals to get the extra farm.
They're both doing it, really. Nisha steals a little bit of the stacks there as Zai also maximizes. First Reaper Scythe very early in the game. Got the Wisdom Runes I actually didn't get to see because there was a little bit of a fight. 1 for 1.
Yeah, 1 for 1. Okay.
Definitely important, at least for Tundra, to get those, especially with these lanes are quite devastating already at this point.
Nisha playing aggressively up there. he fails to find a hero, then he can at least get the boundary rune secured that's coming up here in a second. Meanwhile, Mickey, no need to really show in lane.
They're already hunting. They want the spider. Skiter, incredibly fragile.
Yeah, don't let him back into the game if you can help it. Doesn't even try and go through the chains, though. That deep in the trees, it's hard.
They're keeping Skiter level 5, still not 6, so he can't actually go to the jungle and farm effectively just yet. And back to mid.
Playing an under-leveled Visage is such suffering. That hero is so squishy.
Playing a lot of heroes when an Ember starts getting the ball rolling like this, it can be very scary. This is going to be incredibly fast Maelstrom for him.
Somebody asked me what one thing I wanted to change in Dota right now, and I said the suffering that is losing the early game as a support and not being able to get your 6.
They might be able to get Nisha here.
If Nisha jumps away to the Remnant, he's going to be okay. Now the Reaper Scythe is going to cut down the Meepo. Mickey using the Thirst, thinking about chasing after 33, as he should. That's a freebie. Nothing Seiki can do to stop it. In fact, are they going to run down both of these supports? Yeah, it looks like it. Nisha's going to keep going underneath the tower, Slight to try and dodge, and gets 4 kills for that. What a turn.
What a turn, and oh, look at the blessing there for Nisha as well.
Oh my god!
Regen rune to boot, 10-3. Liquid.
It's worse and worse.
I mean, they're kind of cruising this one. This early game, it's tough to recover with these type of heroes. For Tundra, you're about kind of snowballing. Definitely with these. Liquid setting the pace here, taking mid tower as well too. Zai, Boots of Travel, they're going to be incredibly active.
Man, if they only had a little bit more lockdown.
So close, but not quite there.
What's Nine's build at right now?
He's almost got Atos.
Okay, so if the lane had gone better, he had the Rod of Atos, then they would kill the Ember there. It goes to show the importance of the laning phase, right? Could be a very different story here as we approach the 11-minute marker. If only the lanes go a little bit better for you.
Yeah, I don't have a big sample size for these meepos or anything, but it still does a lot of times feel like it can be a bit of like that big snowballing hero. If you do start to fall behind, you might never be able to recover versus a light up like this that's going to group pressure with global threat with his bots on Necro that we know that Zai likes to do.
Tundra want to try and get their first tower of the game. Snaking, though, is going to be caught for it. Surged away with a Rupture on him.
Super dead. Aoi is still level 4.
I'm telling you, man.
This is sad.
Somebody help out these supports, or there's no way back into it, man. These Wisdom Runes in 7 minutes don't do enough for you.
No.
All right, Sadie's barreling up into the triangle. Hey.
Oh, he's just actually walking at 9. They've got Reaper.
Yeah, they're going to drop it. It's not going to be enough to get the kill by itself, but the Tombstone Zombies are mounting up, and Sani is going to chase after him. Heartstopper Aura also going to work, but a nice pullback there with a vacuum. Not enough to get the kill on Insania, though.
Can they even kill him?
Nope, not quite enough. The surge to run him down. 33 commits and gets the kill, but he has to give up his own life for it, as there's no way that TP works, because Mickey, he's completed a Maelstrom already.
It's always just like 3 or 4 or 5 Liquid heroes, it feels like, and then Nisha's already set up her top 2 for Skiter, the Boots of Travel. Oh my god, Skiter's... he's just gone!
Crap!
What?
All of that Maelstrom damage, the Sleight of Fist damage.
Wow. How many procs did he get?
Did he get 2 different procs? There's like
not a lot.
There is an inherent cooldown on Maelstrom, but I don't know how long it is.
Either way, Skiter definitely very fragile, but I didn't think he died that quick.
Yeah.
Holy crap, 8K lead, 12 minutes in. This has to be one of the big ones. Let's look at it again. Oh my lord. Whew. All right. Well, Aoi got to have fun in the first game at the least as an Enchantress. This one, it doesn't look like it's going to get much better.
Yeah, he also got to have fun in his first Visage game, but one thing to stop his familiar shenanigans, just don't let him get level 6.
Yeah, true. No Visage shenanigans, and even when he gets them, there could be these like one-shots that come out, even if they're not near him from these Sleight of Fist, because it's a support Visage with level 1 Grave Coopers. 9 shows his face for a second in the mid lane.
Oh man, Snaking, nice toss away. But if Zai gets in range with the slow, final nuke.
He's dead.
Oh, it was enough.
Was that a base? I guess he just crumbled. Never mind, it was just rocks. Wow, Tundra can't slow the pace of the game down. Liquid just accelerating too much here.
Yeah.
And look at Nisha. You know what? He's like, I'm versus Meepo. I'm going Battle Fury. The extra solution versus this, even versus the spiders too. He says summons, I thrive off of them.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's actually pretty crazy. I mean, you're going to have Darkseer illusions, you're going to have Visage familiars. There's so much to proc off of. Nice vacuum up into the high ground, but Zai has a solution to that one. He's got a Boots of Travel and almost TPs in time to be able to hit him with it.
And look at the... Oh, Insania's going to take the Wisdom Rune. Okay, Howie found 6, though. He got it in the mid lane, but... On top of the gold being...
Oh, this is a big pick off. Mickey's by himself here, and Zai had already used his Boots of Travel, so... Well, nice couldn't get here fast enough. That damage was pretty overwhelming.
Can the Knight get out? He left it a meatball here.
He did. See if Nisha lands the chains. He does. And they're going to throw all the damage at him. Covered by the familiars, though. Nice. It may have taken a while, but Kurtis is now ready to go with his familiar shenanigans.
Great chill. Can he get away? Sanya can't quite chase out. All right. A small bump back for Tundra, but very, very small getting this kill on the Bloodseeker.
And you could see Liquid showing no sign of slowing down after that pickoff.
They know that they have their bounty or their Wisdom Rune available too. They're going to go claim that one over there. I was hoping to see Zai queuing up the Boots of Travel too, but of course they were nerfed after he literally did that one.
Oh yeah,
that literal one game that he did is like the 0-8 Necrophos and then made it come back when the patch first hit. He's just going to go for his own items, tank up here, and he is very, very tanky.
This Necrophos does get really out of control. If you get to like the Sanj Kaya and then you get like the Shard pickup and stuff, this hero has the mobility and survivability that really is just insurmountable at some point.
And it might not be a Storm or a Leshrac or something like that that you can pump into, but I haven't seen the Necropugna, but that also sounds quite disgusting as well too.
Skeeter's gonna run into the Necro here. No disables available though.
I mean, Skeeter needs to just try to farm. Like he needs Nullifier, it feels like, before he's able to really do much of anything in this game. So it's like BKB Nullifier timing or something for the Broodmother when they're at this type of deficit. So Tundra kind of about splitting up the map and trying to get some farm here for this next timing at the least. 9, probably his Mega Meepo is the bigger one than Skeeter's.
Radiant's middle tower is under
They're
attack.
drawing Liquid around the map. They're getting some damage on mid. They force Zai to be able to TP bottom.
And look at AOI. I mean, AOI is starting to send his birds into positions to do the owie, I call it, where he cuts the creep waves, but Boxy, he's on the hunt.
Yeah, he doesn't want to let this one happen for free.
Because this is where he kind of abused it. He did it when he was playing Radiant the last time in cutting waves, but he's looking for a similar kind of play.
Yeah, he was also up against a lot more melee heroes than this time around. And probably less bots as well, as Snake King's going to be slowed down by the Tombstone. It's been a while since we got a Reaper Scythe kill, so let's get our third charge of the game.
I thought you were calling them bots. I was like, what did you just... Yeah, that is a bit rude there, a bit savage by you, but I got it. Boots of Travel, yeah.
Yeah.
He'll get the one range creep. I mean, he did get one of the birds over there, so he is going to try to be a bit annoying here. But nowhere near the realms of what he was able to do the last time just yet. Tundra gonna do Tundra things to try to get back in this one after that immense lead that Liquid was able to build up after laning phase. But this Ember Spirit has just such an explosive game.
Yeah, and even if you do, like, let's say you're Tundra, you draw the game out, do you feel confident about their late game? Because the way that particularly Nisha built the Battle Fury, I'm a little bit concerned that if Tundra gets there, they still may not be strong enough.
No, I agree. I think this is really clever by Nisha. He's just like, my Bloodseeker is farming, but I'm super farming. I'm going to be a complete secondary right-clicking core as well in this game. I mean, there's definitely situations where if Skeeter's not careful, this cleave could just catch him off guard.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of summons in these fights coming out from Tundra. 9, does he have it done? Mega Meepo, I believe in 40 gold.
Okay. Well, it won't be out in time for this tier 1 tower push, it looks like. Which Zai, they don't have the Reaper Scythe, but they do have the chains to hold him in. 33 turns around with a vacuum, does what he can, but
much damage.
Yeah, Liquid laid out a trap for him because they want to take this tier 1. We'll see if they want to take the tier 2 as well, but time to start limiting control of these Ancients that Tundra have.
I wouldn't blame even if Zai now just kind of hangs on to this Reaper Scythe until he sees the Mega Meepo.
Yeah.
It really does. It kills him so fast. If you get it onto him after, of course. Look at these quick movements. Liquid continue to play active around the map. Don't let Tundra do these things.
Yeah, take a tier 1, instantly be back up to top
hey,
lane.
there it is.
Got him with the Reaper Scythe to stop the roll away. Good kill on the Meepo.
Worth it. Doesn't get the stack or whatever. It's gonna set him up for a Roshan. He's got the Undying already in position up here. It's a freebie. fast, so fast that they set up on the map. Showed bottom for a second, and immediately they're top already hunting 9.
I like how Tundra is immediately, though, just already pushing out the side. They know what it means. It's like, okay, Roshan is forfeit, push out the lanes as much as possible. Snaking's deep on the other side of the map.
Just try to get anything that you can at this point, because fighting into Liquid is just impossible until you feel like you've got a big item timing for perhaps or 3 cores, but struggling to see what that real big item timing for the team fight is going to be in particular.
Nice play by Snaking, putting his illusion on the portal, so he'll see the rotation post Roshan. Full out Mjolnir next for Mikke.
And let's see if maybe it's going to be difficult versus the tanky cores, but the Wombo combo, Tundra does have a decent one. Nisha.
There's that Rod of Atos chaining the ensnares here. That's going to feel really good. Taking away this Aegis.
That's one.
I don't know if they can get him a second time, though. Zai showed up with his bots. So that's going to push back Tundra. But still, a great pickoff. Ooh, the chains actually somehow landing onto Snaking, despite all those other options there.
Watch the cleave.
Holding him down. This is getting a little sticky here for Liquid. They're going to be pulled back in with a vacuum. Can the AoE of Tundra hold them in place? Nine's going to start doing it what he can with vacuum out. They're going to have to leave Boxy behind.
He jumped into
that wall. Once again, Nisha perhaps a little bit overzealous and gets himself killed.
He's
as
on.
a result.
Oh, Nisha, he jumped in. That was his last remnant. Someone must have made the call, like, to go or something there, but he jumps in and just feeds his life.
Flinged one of his meepos out there, which I'm glad to see he's already using that ability. I feel like it was one of the underutilized ones whenever I see this Mega Meepo.
Yeah, Parker was really good with it when I saw it, but
yeah,
I haven't gotten to see too much of these meepos. All right, Tundra striking back here. This Atos, the Mega Meepo, finds quite a big one here, and Sania maybe also going down.
Yeah, you got to be careful of this catch with the Atos Meepo. Because he just brings this overwhelming presence to the fight. You got to be careful of the catch that follows it up.
I mean, especially if you... Nisha kind of delivered himself on a silver platter, to be honest.
Yeah,
he reset away and then just literally jumped back and gave this Meepo
Jumps the other side. 9. His poof is on cooldown for this Meepo, and he can't stop a BKB. Bloodseeker now 33 is showing up, immediately going to be Reapered just to hold him in place. Perhaps a little early from Zai.
They'll get
and
Mikke.
now they're going to get punished. Mikke is going to die for it. 33 who ran back in to help ensure this kill will die for it. Yes, Zai is getting a lot of regen out of this, but they've got a lot of heroes here to try and burst him down, and they will manage to get it. Tundra are finding openings in a Liquid domination that should have been clean, but now no longer is. This Nisha once again barreling into Tundra will be able to bounce back this time successfully.
Who got the last hit there? Was it Skiter? He did. So he actually got both of them there. Probably the most important hero to get these kills, so it's going to enable his timing a little bit there. Liquid slipping up a little bit. Tundra punishing with the numbers. They have good wombo combo. That's the one thing. This vacuum tiny stun, this is something they did the other day too, even with the Visage. If they can have like the resummon vacuum kind of combos there, that could kind of also be the comeback here.
Yeah.
Liquid.
Keep them underneath the wall. Just constantly parry them with whatever familiars and gunk you have to throw at him.
Should be still pretty okay, at least on Nisha, but he's got to be a little more careful with these remnants. He's going a bit too deep. Okay, he'll get a dispel. I was looking and I'm like, he's really pushing the limits a little bit here. It was giving me like inklings of that first game on his Storm jumping in.
Yeah, me too. But he opts for the Manta.
I like
Plus,
it.
a lot of these situations, we haven't had the full squad of Liquid in this situation.
Sure.
And now we see Boxy has a Guardian Greaves. So there's going to be some serious team fight put together if Liquid can be all 5-man, but that's what Tundra's doing well, right? They're forcing Liquid apart.
Yeah, splitting them up, getting good catches with all this. I mean, they do have great heroes to be able to force them. We're probably going to see the familiars at some point soon. Howie's almost 12. The level 2 familiars are easier to go for that kind of creep cutting that he does like to do.
Right.
They have Broodmother, who's going to keep those lanes pushed naturally. Same thing for Darkseer, Ion Shell. Liquid, going to group up here a little bit. Arcane Rune on Nisha.
Tundra Smoke is coming out.
Okay.
Behind Snaking.
There's the dig available now also, too.
That could be pretty big.
We'll have to see the interaction, too, now. That's on that.
Yeah.
How does the thirst and everything work? I mean, if I'll even be able to calculate it in time in these fights, but... And yep, look at the bottom lane.
Oh, yeah.
The birds, it's happening.
There's Aghanim Scepter on Bloodseeker, too. That is also going to be kind of a menace against Meepo.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
A lot of things to factor in here. Oh, yeah, look at Owie. All right, well, this is what's going to happen when you're playing versus his Visage.
Middle tower is under attack.
I can't believe I'm seeing it again. I casted it the other day. Ty, looped up with Mikke. Set up around top. They're finding the wrap. 9. It's the Mega Meepo wall.
Meepo goes out. They stop the TP, they've got nothing. The chain
chance
actually was available, and now Zai can throw out that Reaper's Scythe. Tons and tons of damage behind it.
Wish I could see the damage numbers for it.
Yeah.
Well, he was like 3,000 something HP or something, but
one of these times we're going to see like a 9,000 HP Mega Meepo get Reaper's Scythe for 1 billion damage.
Definitely a possibility. Skiter been found out here for a second, but nah, Nisha not going to get him. An Arcane Rune thing coming into play there. I think the TP actually finishes if he doesn't have that. I think the chains came back.
Oh, yeah.
Not sure.
Yeah, that actually is pretty important.
Yep. And they will look
down.
Look for these familiars. That's 1, and that's the second.
Familiars down.
Alrighty. So I bought a Blink Dagger maybe just to hunt them.
Yeah, between the Blink Dagger and the Shard, he's going to be able to jump on the familiars pretty quickly, but also in general, just jump in the middle of the team fight. His AoE is going to be pretty potent.
I love the Shard, actually. So I think it's really cool now. Yeah, it's really interesting, like the potential of dodging and stuff like that. I feel like I've seen players try to dodge a glimpse with it and stuff. It's got some cool stuff. Well, hidden tech. Don't ask me about all the mechanics of that one either, please.
Okay. So fucked. How does it? 22-9, a 10,000 net worth lead for Team Liquid, but a game that honestly, like I thought was going to be over.
I thought so too.
10 minutes, but Tundra has done a really good job of stalling it out and giving themselves a chance.
It is the Tundra special, of course, here, but with the deficit that it was, I mean, how he hit 6 so late. Liquid looking for Skiter here.
Skiter with his VKP and Lincolns. So much to try and protect himself against the assault of Liquid.
Very mostly defensive style build though. BKB Lincolns. I mean, you still thrive from that because you're a universal hero, of course.
Sure.
Not having the wrap to be able to go for this like nullifier just yet. They'll see the Ember. Do they have enough?
Trying to burst him down with the wall. They got him. Big kill, and Liquid, now that Nisha's dead already, no way they can start a fight, but Mickey may be caught by, vacuum back in, forced to use his BKB. That's gonna hurt. There is, I guess, the mid tower as far as objectives for Tundra to take. That's something small, but...
Just split up probably, right? Yeah. With the way that they have been playing, maybe look to just split the map here and just get as much as possible out of here. Maybe Skiter can actually commit for it.
Yeah, he's got a ton of spiders actually, so... But Zai... He doesn't want to risk his life, understandably so. You don't want to let this ball start rolling from Tundra.
No, Snay is constantly on the prowl here looking for these tossbacks, and he's found a couple really big ones, especially those, 2 kind of ones onto Nisha there. 8-2 and 8, Nisha having such a flashy game, but now getting very close to get caught up there with that Broodmother.
That flashiness is a double-edged sword. We saw it in game 1, that's for certain. Mickey, they had a scan on him here.
Oh, there's Meepos up
the other side, but yeah, there's Meepos up there as well.
Does he see him?
Can the rest of it's going to be a while until the full team could get up here, so he's not going to try and catch Mickey.
How long on the Roche? Let's see. It's about 8 seconds till we find out. But making their way down up toward the top lane to set up for it. Mickey almost has the Aghanims done for this next team fight also.
Radiant's bottom tower is
That's going to be pretty massive for his survivability. If both him and Zai are able to just kind of waddle into a team fight against the Meepo, not go down easily, then it'll make Nisha's game a lot easier.
Yeah, I feel like for Tundra, the overall 5v5 team fights are still going to be quite complicated, but their pickoff potential is there. If they can get these tossbacks, resets, that's where they can kind of thrive in these fights. Snay, so he might just get caught this time around though.
Yeah, I mean, you identified Snay as probably the key member here of Tundra to be able to turn this game around. So while that pickoff is just a 4 position, it's a very important 4 position to die. Oh, look, more familiars.
Immediately split up. Yeah, I mean, I'm not even looking at bottom anymore because I love Owie, but this is kind of triggering me a little bit.
It's just going to be constantly. And they're gonna lose their tier 2 eventually. You're gonna take that outpost. Next thing you know, you're gonna be taking tier 3 damage.
I can't wait until I see people. Oh, actually, we'll have to wait for that. Mid 9 might be getting set up on here. Boxy, he wants him.
Slowed him down with the Decrepify and the hits from the Undying Flesh Golem. Does manage to poof himself away in time.
Oh, maybe even Zai, he's on the prowl. Whoop. To the left side, 9. It seems like they actually know where he is.
Yeah, they've kind of triangulated, I think, in part, where that one was going. The Mega Meepo trying to protect himself, poofing away, but again, the Reaper's Scythe makes this so hard to play for the Meepo.
They hunted him down. I mean, that was kind of 2 supports. That was actually Boxy and Insania that set that one up for Zai to come in. And yeah, I was saying, I'm pretty sure we're going to see people with these Visage Familiars in pubs doing this, and they just feed Visage Familiars relentlessly.
Oh, yeah. It's 100 gold a pop.
You got to be Owie to do this.
It also means you have to play support Visage.
That's true.
Nobody wants. Nobody wants that. Everybody just like a real quick PSA. Don't pick it. Your core's going to hate you.
I think in most situations that might cause an auto DC from your carry player if he's playing with a 5 Visage. Roche, the next ticker. 10 seconds till Meepo's back up. Liquid can kill this one pretty quick. Flesh Golem actually on cooldown, same with Tombstone, but they have more than enough up here at the numbers.
So, Tundra, they'll get out on the map as much as possible as they undoubtedly know this is happening. Soon a Blink Dagger for Mickey. So they're going to have tons and tons of jump.
Under attack.
Very strong in the fights. Skiter almost has his aggressive item. He's got the nullifier. He's been farming the entire game to get to this point, so maybe he can actually focus fire targets, focus onto Zai, or focus onto this Pugna in particular.
Yeah, that's going to suck if he gets this nullifier, and then the first fight, he goes on Zai, and Zai's got a cheese.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, guys, we can finally burst him down, and then, you know, just eats the cheese when he's at 500 health.
No, absolutely. But it is, you know, he needs this, right? He really, really does.
And they've got a scythe now for 33, so a lot of items coming in for Tundra.
I think for team fight, the Wombo combo has to be pretty much perfect from Tundra to win the straight up team fight. But besides that, the tossbacks, I'm just still going to be looking at snaking to kind of maybe trickle them back into this one. Liquid, though, with Aegis Cheese.
And you've got a Harpoon to work off that tossback as well, so when you do reposition someone, you can get them even further back. Skater's working towards that.
Yeah, 1,300 away from it. I was like, oh, wow, he's got that done too? Damn.
Oh, Daedalus. Oh, mama.
I want to see a big cleave. I really do.
Yeah.
I want to see everything kind of stacked up. Spiders, walls, familiars, meepos. It'd be pretty massive. Blink will get sniped, snaking. Reveals his positioning there for him.
That is such the dangerous part, because you have all these melee heroes and all the gunk that we've talked about, but you cannot clump.
No.
You want to focus down this Bloodseeker or this Necrophos who requires, you know, just direct fire to bring them down, but you can't actually clump, otherwise you're going to take an infinity amount of damage.
Yeah, an actual infinity. Right, the Heartstop Aura, the cleaves, every little thing being thrown in. I want to see also the Blood Rage with some cleaves too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Even more potential of damage. A heart now for Zai, top of net worth. Tundra.
It seems like Liquid are not too worried about late game.
Nah, they're just continuing to just get that farm. I think because of the build that Nisha went for, right? Like, yeah, he's died the 2 times, but he still is getting this insane scaling. This is not your usual, just like spellcaster Ember. This is a right-clicking Ember too.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Can we take a look at the CS numbers real quickly, just for my own
They're high.
curiosity of all these
Very high.
spiders dying? Yeah, it's a lot, mostly for the
Dire's
Ember.
bottom tower
Yeah.
is under attack.
I mean, across the board, it's actually surprising that... I say it's surprising, but then I'm like, never mind. I'm like, it's surprising that 9 has so little CS, but then I'm like, never mind. There's so much people on the side of Tundra that always wants to take the farm, so
Yeah.
someone's going to suffer out of it.
1,300 gold given away. I remember there was a time with Dota 2 casting where you had no idea how much gold was given up from all of these, like, back then, Lycan was a big one. How many wolves he just throws down lane.
We'd have to just totally guess. We'd be like, I think 5 bears, and it'd be like maybe 1. Owie continues to do Owie things. Zai continues to hunt
He
Owie
cuts the wave
birds.
while the spiders take the building. That is so dirty, man.
Are scanning.
Liquid, they want to force him back. And they will be able to here. The tossback plays is something you always got to watch out here for the pushes, Liquid. Stay.
Who are you going to go for with this? Looks like Nullifier vacuum in, okay. But at the same time, Nisha's in pretty deep here. They target him, but they couldn't quite finish him off. Mickey's now going to start backing away, and they have the heals from Boxy to rely upon. That's why Tundra can't let him go so easily. Nullifier catching Mickey, and they break him down. Big kill to get, but Zai is going to be able to get the return with the Reaper Scythe bringing down the Meepo. Zai's hands are going to stop that damage, and yeah, Zai's going with that regen. He's got a heart, he's got all this kill regen, he's working with it, but Nisha's the one low. He does still have that Aegis to jump away with the Remnant. The Remnant gets him out, and big heal from the Soul Rip. Zai still trying to play with Nisha here, not overextending, backing away bit by bit. Because they no longer have that Reaper Scythe. It's a lot easier for 9 to play around this dig.
He dodged the Soul Assumption. He actually survives. Aegis is still there.
Very close. That H is going to expire soon, but
jump.
at some point in time, they're going to be able to catch him, and this is going to be the time. But look at that Meepo so low. Zai eats the cheese, staying alive, but the side device is going to make sure no more kills, and an instant net comes out. Pops Samantha. There goes the slight, bouncing around for so long, but an instant toss up from Snake King catches him on the way down.
Nice buyback from 9 there. A good fight from Tundra, and it starts a little awkward. Snake actually blinked and tossed his own visage to start the fight, by the way. Literally completely whiffing the initial engagement, but they end up persisting with the chase. Great buyback, really.
Yeah. And it goes to show, like, that is the problem. That is sort of like a one-time thing. The Reaper's Scythe, use it on that Meepo, he's gone. The buyback was effective because you didn't have the Reaper's Scythe. What are you going to do next time Liquid runs at you in the high ground?
A little bit maybe over-aggressive there again, too, coming up from Liquid. It gets punished. I don't know if they expected 9 to be able to be holding the buyback there in particular. Completely catches them off guard, it seems like.
Yeah, had a big part. Early death on Mickey, the one person who didn't have a second life for himself.
True.
Way just no cheese.
They're kind of doing it now. This is pretty crazy, Tundra. At such a deficit in this game, at least from the gold, they brought this thing, everything almost completely back to even.
Yeah, only a 4K net worth? That is nothing this point in the game.
Huge.
Look at that. The win probability actually in the favor of Tundra now.
There is still, though, the situation where there's no buyback on 9, right? So he could just get picked, and then they have this Meepo gone for a very, very long time. But
particularly when you have such great single target spells like Rupture and Reaper's Scythe, it's very easy to get a kill that you really, really want.
I think this is where 9 maybe just plays on the safer spots, right? Just play very close to your base. Let your other heroes play on those more aggressive positions. Let them tank that gank so you can get this buyback back up.
And what does Liquid do now? Do they try and, go back to controlling the map, get your net worth lead back again, wait for Roshan, but then you're not taking advantage of that buyback timer?
I don't know. I think you probably still want to look to apply some pressure here.
Nisha will get himself a Ag Shard off the Tormentor.
The recovery from Skiter is phenomenal. He is top net worth.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Did he get a lot of the
he
kills
got
on
a lot of
fight? Is that what happened?
I think he got most throughout, most of these engagements. He's in earlier, because he got the monster kill streak from earlier, and then he got one of the other big kill streaks from the earlier engagements too. So he's done an incredible job of this recovery here. Of course, with the backup of his team doing all this kind of space thing, but
sure.
It's pretty huge, Skiter. I mean, he's getting close to critical mass here. He still doesn't even have Shard. I actually think this Shard is insanely potent.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It just gets stronger and stronger as the game progresses.
Yeah, the damage just amps up over time. It's crazy that they made it go from flat damage to percentage like that.
And she became Universal, and then Universal got buffed as well, too. So it's like a triple kind of buff for her.
And then on top of that, then you have that 25 talent, which is damage on damage on damage amps.
And he's okay. He's going to be going Refresher. So, I mean, so many activatable items. I actually don't really blame him for it. Could be an issue for them to deal with all of these targets to go for. He commits for the item, though. I guess because 9 doesn't have the buyback, he's feeling like he might as well.
Sure.
I think Nisha also, did he commit the gold? He committed at least for the secondary small crit. The DD at the bottle in Nisha.
That's pretty scary.
First
time this patch for a Refresher Broodmother.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I mean, it makes sense with this build.
Yeah, getting double value out of this BKB Lincolns and Nullifier.
See what neutral item he gets. He has the token held on to. They're going to look for the fight here. They're feeling strong that they can now fight outside of the base. Aui's level 18. Same level as the Darkseer. He has transitioned.
I was going to say, don't you want Trickster's Cloak? I feel like whatever gives you magic resistance at this point is value.
I mean, this item sometimes does end up being one of the most valuable items in the game.
It is kind of crazy that the activatable and the stats are just too value this late in the game.
I mean, invisibility is always kind of going to be invincibility a lot of the times, right?
Yeah,
magic and magic resist evasion can also be an excellent answer.
Jumping forward, Harpoon, quick kill. They're going to get him. Insania, nothing they can do to save him when a Nullifier is used like that.
Skiter. I mean, no funny business, just pops the BKB because he has that second round of it just in case.
Yeah, you can't afford to be losing a fight right now while you're still working on that dieback timer.
It's getting closer and closer. 2 minutes, 40 seconds until this buyback is back up for the Meepo. He's gotten a full item now finished up on it too. A Hex, so another form of catch to deal with this Ember Spirit in particular.
And of course,
smoking.
AUI is the one to get the aura item out of the neutrals.
He did the same thing last time. He took the telescope. He's, he's a team, he's a team player actually. I mean, not with his hero pick, but with the way that he plays.
Greedy team player.
Greedy
team player, nonetheless.
I'll take that.
Lincoln's for Mickey. There's the scythe finally up, and this is going to be a battle over Roshan, which is up in a minute. Zai, he already used his blink dagger. Spotted by Snaking, hit by the avalanche, and a toss back coming soon. And Insania knows the danger that this represents. Thankfully, there was that trickster cloak. That's the only reason they're able to get away like that.
Nisha's committed to gold for the double dataless.
Oh, Lincoln's going to be able to break an attempted rupture there from Mickey.
Did he throw that onto Snaking? I didn't quite see.
Yeah, he did. He just really wanted the pick that badly.
And look at the lanes. I mean, 9, he sees them all top. He's split pushing, sends the Meepos mid, sends the Meepos bottom. Roche is 20 seconds, and Sanya buys back because of the potential of it coming back up.
Zai just jumps for it. They're going to try and execute a quick kill onto these supports, but it's not fast at all. Snaking gets it, protects himself, and beautiful vacuum wall. Can they keep them inside of this place, though? The tombstone is a problem. They have to deal with that. Sadly, the wall, as good as it looked, Liquid was able to disengage from it.
Didn't have the chain stun combo or anything around it.
Yeah.
Able to disengage. Nisha also, I think he actually didn't even clear them that way. I thought maybe they came back right afterwards, but the slight didn't really clean them up just yet. Wall on cooldown.
I mean, it's going over to the other side. Roshan is, and their Epo's already set up for that.
I think Tundra's going to smoke and look to run straight down there. I imagine Liquid's probably going to look to run straight down there as well.
Yeah. Yeah, sadly, the Meepo not here to play. So we didn't get that chain stun. Here comes that Tundra smoke, pushing through into Liquid side of the map, and they look very split right now. An opportunity may present itself.
Sai, he's also committed his gold. BKB coming on Courier. They're gonna find Insania.
He does not have buyback for him. 4 versus 5 for Roshan now.
He is pretty, I mean, he's important in a way too. Like the tombstone grab eyes. We actually haven't really seen it come into effect, but him being dead, that's a lot of like the AoE coverage, at least for Vision in particular, for Liquid's team fight.
More and more Lincolns picked up. Mickey jumping forward with Zai. Doesn't get the catch they were looking for. Now the nullifier's going to be put onto Mickey. Skeeter's going to fight through this rupture, no problem. They're trying to kite him out as best they can. The side's going to be used on Nisha. They vacuum, pull him back in, but he jumps away. Mickey's going to run out of his BKB, though, and this Blood Mist can't hold against all of this damage. Liquid now backing away. Tundra desperate to catch as many heroes as possible. That's not going to do enough damage. Zai, he doesn't get the kill with the Reaper's Sight. Box is going to be nullified, so he's dead. Zai hidden? No. Sentry going to be dropped, and they're going to surround him pretty damn quickly.
And they just wiped 4 heroes.
Yep, easily.
And that's set up right around Rose. Tundra, they're making magic happen. They are in the lead by a long shot now after these last few fights. Level 25 Broodmother. Liquid, it's just they've run out of steam. They don't, if the long fights doesn't benefit them, the constant cleave and everything, even though Nisha went for it, Mickey's not having a game.
Another time that I feel like Liquid were looking at the late game saying, guys, it's fine, we're going to scale just fine. But Tundra really outplaying them in a lot of these team fights, getting the picks that are required to push the game late, getting the openers in a lot of these team fights. It's so important.
And you have to go back to like these little annoyances, right? These little things that Tundra does to get back in the game. Cutting creeps with familiars, buying time to get to this point. It's all completely paid off.
This Bloodseeker has not looked like it could do much in these fights.
It felt like the Blood Mist was going to be a cool timing, but I feel like actually it did absolutely nothing since he's gotten it. The auras that come out from Tundra, just withstanding all of this team fight that Liquid had a benefit of from the early go.
Yeah, it's a great example of that was like 33, even going for the late Crimson Guard.
Yeah.
Which, great choice when this Ember's doing so much to you.
Yeah, that's a big cleave.
Yeah, it's showing itself a little bit more now that it's Tundra who have to put themselves in the awkward position. Great Mega Meepo. Pull that one out of danger.
Snaking.
Just alive. Snaking
toss back.
The toss back. That's beautiful. But the slight immediately goes out. And Nisha jumps away to his remnant on the other side of the map.
Nisha, he's got the item queued up. It feels like he does need it at this point because their damage is it's not there. He's got Rapier queued. Whew. So,
okay.
I mean, he will hit a pretty big timing if he does commit for it, where he's going to have Rapier and he's going to have the 25 double slight charges. Could that be enough to bring down this meatball? Because they just have not been able to answer this death ball of Tundra now in these last, 10 minutes, 12 minutes or so.
That's going to be pretty tough for one person to react to that if they get double slided Reaper Scythe. If one of those sites is a crit, you're probably dead. If both of them are a crit and you're getting Reaper Scythe, nobody's standing up to that.
Unless
but
you get Lincolns onto these targets.
Exactly,
Snaking,
right?
He's got one as well too, so they do have to support having one.
Yeah, they recognize the Rupture and the Reaper Scythe are so important in this game. Multiple Lincolns are going to be important.
Well, buybacks back.
Multiple Glimmer Caves as well.
And Tundra just now they're just kind of hunting themselves. It's been Liquid kind of hunting most of these situations where you said they felt like they were stronger. Now it's just Tundra on the prowl.
AY, that's probably the perfect example right there. He's a team player, but a greedy team player.
Look at his items.
AC, man. He picks up the AC, an expensive item that is definitely going to help out the team.
How does he only have 3 deaths this game, too? I mean, yeah, Tundra seems to just be able to work some magic sometimes with the way they split push Skiter. And for Zai,
he used the BKB, and Skiter just goes to work on the buildings, gets it, and gets away.
Mickey,
oh, that was not the jump you wanted. Tossed away, forced to use the BKB. Another thing on cooldown. Goes for the kill on Snake King, and they will get it, yes, but the vacuum back into the wall is pretty dangerous. They're going to pull back in Insania with the harpoon. He gets a force staff to get out. Skiter. I think he's not happy with his BKB being on cooldown. He's going to back away now, but they're going to keep chasing Liquid. They go for Mickey. They lead him down so quickly. That Scythe of Ice, and now Nisha need to be helped out a little bit. Got the Decrepify off a slide. They get a punch onto him. They get a Scythe onto him. So much.
That's the Rapier.
Once again gets a pick off the Divine Rapier. Now into the hands of Skiter. They're going to chase down Liquid, and Tundra may have just taken this series by force.
The disgusting, the summons, it all ends up working out in the long run. That's it. I mean, Rapier now picked up. It's on the Broodmother as well, too. They can probably just look to finish it.
We said at the start of the series, Liquid has had Tundra's number for the last 2 years, but recently they have turned a corner on this matchup. The question was, could they keep that going with a stand-in in AUI 2000? It's not just keeping it going. Now it looks even more one-sided as a 2-0 on its way if Tundra can just keep this going and prevent Liquid from holding out here.
And this one's with quite a big recovery. Those lanes were pretty devastating from Liquid, and yeah, it's been Tundra for these last 12-15 minutes or so, every fight going in their favor. That's 2 sets, easily grabbed. 40,000 gold lead now with that Rapier being passed over.
There is no doubt they could take these buildings before the Ember is back up. Liquid fighting in a 3 versus 5, have to put something together. Once again, the Snaking initiation. Mickey starts going to work on a 33, but the building drops too fast. Tundra 2-0 over Liquid.
And I also feel like I would have preferred the Ember to actually just get a BKB this game. Like, I feel like even you have a Manta, you still die, you know, like you dodge one route, sure, then there's another one coming, or you have to play really defensively before your cooldowns are up again, and you're not really outputting enough damage in the fights. So I would have preferred to actually see him just get a BKB, stand in the middle, and just output damage.